going to be executed upon him speedily.
That's right.
Bring it out.
Whether it be into death, or to punishment, or to confiscation of goods, or imprisonment.
Ooh, that's a nasty precept right there. We're going to put you in prison. You put us in prison. You got Jake in prison doing 40 years. Brothers just coming home from 20 years. It's real nasty out here, man. All right, now bring that up.
This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16.
Revelation 18
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all other nations which have come against Jerusalem shall come even go up from the year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and keep his feast of tabernacles.
So you're gonna keep the Feast of Tabernacles, man. You're gonna have to keep the feast days. And if you don't keep the feast days, what the Lord say?
Verse 17, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not come to all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain.
Even upon them shall be no what?
No rain.
No rain, man. So it's going to be a drought in your land. Your crops going to die. You going to die because you ain't got no water. Bring it out. Revelation 18 and 6.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 6. And it reads, reward her even as she rewarded you.
Hey, they did it to us, man. Why can't we do it to them? They did it to us. Galatians 6 and 7, you reap what you sow.
Right.
Bring it out.
And double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she had filled to her double.
So we're going to give you a double dose of what you gave unto us, man. Slavery, castration, rape. Right, we're going to give you a double dose of that, Esau. Colossians 3:25. Bring it out.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 3. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. All that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces.
Right. So in other words, if you come against Israel, the chosen people, you're going to be cut in pieces, man. That's what the Lord is saying. The Lord is not about lollipops and love, man.
That's right.
He said, I'm going to cut you in pieces. Give me Zechariah 14 and 2. Bring it out.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 25. And it reads, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done.
He that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done.
And there's no respect of persons.
There's no respect of persons with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you may say, well, brother, I don't believe that that's going to happen. Give me 2 Timothy 2:13. Bring that up.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 2. And I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle.
That's right, the Lord gonna go forth and fight for the Israelites. We're gonna rifle their houses, their women gonna get ravished. All hell is gonna break loose on these nations for what they did unto the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Now bring that up.
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 13.
You might say, I don't believe that that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. No, that's fairy tale. What the Lord say?
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 13, and it reads, if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful.
Hey, if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. So the Most High Word is going to remain faithful. It's going to remain true. Read on.
He cannot deny himself.
The Lord ain't going to deny himself. If he said he going to do it, he going to do it. The Most High is not a man that he shall lie. Bring that up. Got precept. Give me Romans 3 and 3. Come on, bring it up.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe?
What if some did not believe that this was going to come to pass? What if some did not believe the prophecies of the scriptures about nations going into slavery? Read on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? God forbid.
God for what?
God forbid.
God forbid, meaning hell no. Read on.
Yeah, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
That's right. So we justified in our sins, and we going to be overcome when we are judged, man, because we coming out of the scriptures.
That's right.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, and verse 11. And it reads, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
39. It shall what?
It shall not return unto me void.
It's not going to return unto the Lord void, man. these words that go forth out of his mouth. Read on.
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
It's already doing that. You got coronavirus, you got pestilence, you got race wars, you got famines, earthquakes, right? Cuba and Jamaica just had a 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Ain't that written in Leviticus the 21st chapter and Matthew the 24th chapter? So the Lord's word is coming to pass. Bring it out.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it.
It shall do what?
And it shall prosper in the thing whereunto that I sent it.
Now bring that out.
Acts 5:39.
Give me Luke 21:11. Yup, Acts 5:39.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 39. But if it be of God, you cannot overthrow it.
If it be of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. So you can't overthrow this truth, Esau. Read on.
Lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yahweh.
Right, and your arms too short to box with the Most High, man. Okay? So if it be of the Lord, you can't overthrow it. So this truth will not be overthrown. Bring it out.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And it reads, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places.
Again, Cuba and Jamaica just had that earthquake, man. That 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Bring it out.
And famines.
And what?
And famines.
You got famines in Venezuela, right? Read on.
And pestilences.
And what?
And pestilences.
Pestilence, that's the spirit, man. Pestilence on the earth, coronavirus, man. Okay, Wuhan, China getting jacked up. They going through a damn economic collapse, man. Because that coronavirus is major. Right? And the media is trying to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal. No, we got it under control. They don't got it under control, man. You got cases in Chicago, Canada, Southern California, Arizona. So you got cases here in Babylon the Great. And that's going to spread like wildfire. Bring it up.
And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you.
They shall do what?
But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you.
And we know they're going to persecute us in the media, man. So that these are all the signs of the times that we living in.
That's right.
All right, we are living in the end of the world. Give me 2nd Esdras 9:1. All right, you give me 2nd Esdras 16 and 47.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently.
Do what?
Measure thou the time diligently.
So you got to measure the time diligently. You got to look at current events in the news media and link it up with prophecies in the scriptures. Bring it up.
Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
The Most High is about to visit the earth. Bring it up.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people.
And what?
And uproars of the people.
You got uproars of the people, man. France, over there in China, Hong Kong, they was just damn having martial law, man. That's earthquakes and uproars of the people. Bring it up. Puerto Rico, uproars of the people over there.
They was shooting Chinese people that had their masks.
Yeah. Okay. So everything is happening on the earth, man. That's why we got to repent and start keeping the commandments as God's chosen people. Bring it up.
And uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that is the Most High spake of those things.
So the Lord already spake of these things. Read on.
From the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, so this was already foretold in the beginning of times. That's why Isaiah 46:10 it say the Lord declared the end from the beginning. Bring it up.
For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest.
The end is manifest. The end is clearly seen on the earth, man. If you don't see that we living in the end, something wrong with you, man. You got a spirit on you. You ought to fast and get yourself right, man. Now bring that up.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 47. And it reads, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery.
Who occupied their merchandise with robbery? The so-called white man. How did he get this land? Through theft. Bring it up.
The more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, their own persons, the more will I be angry with
The
them.
Lord said the more they build and deck their houses and cities and their possessions, the more the Lord gonna be angry, man. And we see Esau building up every day, man. He always doing something on the highway. Alright, he always digging in something, he always building up something. The Lord said the more they build, the more I'm gonna be angry with them, man. So the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Yup. Give me Psalms chapter 11 and verse 6. Bring it out.
The more will I be angry with them for their sin, saith the Lord.
That's right, read on.
Like as a whore envieth a right honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity.
And we hate iniquity. We always talking about the iniquity that we hate. Right? Just like a whore envy a righteous woman, we hate iniquity. Bring it out.
So shall righteousness hate iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face.
And we accusing iniquity to her face, man. We saying, Esau, you a pedophile. Alright, we saying, look, you going to slavery. We saying, look, you can't be a homosexual according to the Bible. So we accusing sin in their face. Bring it out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 3.
6.
Verse 6, Salakia. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone,
Snares, fire, and brimstone. The thermonuclear missiles. Read on.
and in horrible tempest.
And a what?
And a horrible tempest.
And a horrible tempest. That's the real horror movie. When those thermonuclear missiles hit, that's the real horror movie, man. That's the real horror flick. That's the real Jeepers Creepers, man. Those nuclear missiles gonna come get you like Jeepers Creepers, man. Alright, read on.
They ain't gonna miss.
This shall be the portion of their cup.
This shall be the portion of their cup. That's their cup that they gotta drink of. 100% alcohol. You're gonna be drunk and made, desolate. Okay? Bring it up.
Verse 7. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness. His countenance do it behold the upright.
That's right. The righteous Lord loves righteousness. Give me Revelations 18:7. Bring that up. Yeah, the precept. Revelation 18:7.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and liveth deliciously.
That's Esau. America. They have glorified themselves, lived deliciously on the earth, then stole everything, then raped every nation. So she have lived deliciously and glorified herself on the earth. Read on.
So much torment and sorrow give her.
So much torment and sorrow the Lord is going to give America. Read on.
For she said in her heart, I see the queen. And am no widow.
Right, and America is prideful. We're not going to fall. We're going to rule forever, man. All right? You're not going to rule forever, man. You're going to fall down.
That's right.
Bring it up.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 13. And it reads, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. Talking about those thermonuclear missiles, man. Read on.
And shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
They're not going to miss, man. So when North Korea fire those nuclear missiles, Russia push that button, Iran, China, North Korea, right? North Korea. When all these nations push that button, it's over, man. It's over with. Then America is gonna get nuked to goddamn hell, man. Bring it up.
Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, it shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues shall be sent upon the earth, shall not return again.
That's right. So them plagues are coming on the earth, man. And it's gonna blow America to hell. You know America gonna get blown to hell? Alright, Revelation 9:17. We want America to get blown to hell. They say, well, don't say that. You gonna be here, right? Give me Isaiah 26:20. Bring it up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 9, verse 17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision.
And horses represents power. That's why they say horsepower. Bring it up.
And them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of
Jacinth is metal. Read on.
and brimstone, and the head of the horses were as the heads of
The
lions,
nuclear warheads. They were fierce like lions. Bring it up.
and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Issue what?
Issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Read on.
Verse 18. But these three was the third part of man. So like it, by these three was the third part of man killed.
The third part of men is talking about Esau, the white man.
By the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone
That's how they gonna be destroyed. Read on.
was issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents,
These are the nuclear missiles and the nuclear warheads. Read on.
and had heads,
It had what?
and had heads,
Nuclear warheads. Read on.
and with them they do hurt.
And with them they do hurt. Because those things gonna hurt, man. You gonna get milked. You're gonna get burnt up to a crisp if you're not keeping the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Isaiah 26:20.
It's the book of Isaiah,
Brother, you an Israelite. God chose the people.
chapter 26 and verse 20. Come, my people.
Do what?
Come, my people.
Read on.
Enter thou into thy chambers. And
The chambers are the chariots, man. Okay? The so-called UFOs. So when America is getting bombed, the elect is gonna get beamed up in those chariots. All right, bring it out.
and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Until the destruction of America is fully engulfed. All right, so the Most High gonna beam us up in those chariots, man. So we gonna see the reward of the wicked, man. And Most High willing, brothers up here, we ain't partakers of that fire, man. Bring it out.
This the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 44. Verse 43. And they shall go steadfastly into Babylon and make her afraid.
Those nuclear missiles, war, destruction, the sword is gonna go steadfastly on the Babylon the Great and make her afraid. Read on.
They shall come to her and besiege her. The stars and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven. And all they that be about her shall bewail her.
That's right.
And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear.
That's right. So all out here, this is talking about World War III, man. This is World War III that we reading about right now. Bring it up.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 20. And it reads, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and the blood came out of the winepress even into the horse's bridle.
That's right. So it's gonna be so much dead bodies, it's gonna go up to the horse's bridle, man. That's all the way up there. That's bodies on bodies on bodies, man.
That's a lot of blood.
All right, brother, you're an Israelite. Y'all gotta repent, keep the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Okay? So we reading about nuclear war, judgment, vengeance, death, and destruction. Give me Jeremiah 28:8. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8.
It's the book of Jeremiah. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8.
Bring it out.
And it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
That's what we prophesying about. War, evil, and pestilence. Read on.
The prophet which prophesieth the peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him.
That's right. That's when we're going to know that the Lord is truly sending us forth. And we prophesying about pestilence, and we see the pestilence happen, so you know that the Most High is with us. Okay? Now give me Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 4. You give me Job chapter 20 and verse 19.
Leviticus. Leviticus chapters. Like it, bear with me. 6 and 4. It's the book of Leviticus chapter 6 verse 4. Leviticus 6 and 4. Then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty.
Yeah, what?
He has sinned and is guilty.
So Esau, you sin and you guilty, man. Read on.
That he shall restore that which he took violently away.
You're going to restore that which you took violently away, which is land, gold, silver, and the Israelites. Read on.
Or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten.
What you have deceitfully gotten is land. Read on.
Or that which was delivered him to keep.
Read on.
Or the lost thing which he found.
That's right. So you're going to just restore everything that you violently gotten. Now bring it out.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 19. And it reads, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor.
That's what you did, Esau. You're oppressing, you forsaking the poor. Over there in New York, they got benches that got spikes on them. You got to pay to sit on the bench. That's the craziest stuff I ever heard of, man. Bring it out.
Because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Hey, you didn't build that, man. Right? This was called the land of Aseroth, man. Right? The Native Americans dwelt here. You didn't build up this land, Esau. You stole it, and then you built your establishment on top of an establishment that was already here. Come on, man. That's wickedness. So according to the law, you got to get put to death. Bring it out.
Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Give me Job 24 and 4. Hey, Job was getting on you devils, man. Job was getting on the so-called white man. So how the hell he's a so-called white man? How the hell was he an Edomite if he was getting on Edomites?
This is the book of Job, chapter 24, verse 4. And it reads, they turn the needy out of the way.
They do what?
They turn the needy out of the way.
That's what you do, Esau. You turn the needy out of the way. Read on.
The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as wild asses in the desert.
Verse 2.
Verse 2. Some remove the landmarks.
Some do what?
Some remove the landmarks.
Give me Micah 2 and 1. Some remove the landmarks. Esau, you remove the landmarks. Read on.
They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
They violently took away the flock, and the flock is the Israelites. And you actually take away flocks. You actually take away sheep. You actually take cattle from different nations. You took the cattle from the Gadites. You slaughtered the cattle of the Gadites. Right? America was a predominantly buffalo land. You won't see buffalo. Now, because Esau done killed all the buffalo. Micah 2 and 1.
Right. It's the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand.
Read on.
And they covet fields.
And they do what?
And they covet fields.
What Esau do?
And they covet fields.
How you get America, Esau? White man. How you get America? You stole it, man. You stole it. You coveted a field and you stole it. Bring it up.
And take them by violence.
And do what?
And take them by violence.
Read on.
And houses. And take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
They oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man.
That's right.
So that's what the so-called white man then did. Okay? They oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So that's the nature of the so-called white man.
Right.
That's what he's about. He's about oppression, killing, and murdering. So we out here to let the Israelites know who your enemy is, man. All these precepts we done went through about the so-called white man being the devil, you should not trust him. And we can go to more precepts. We can be out here all day going to precepts about how Esau is the devil. You know, we could go to Job 9:24. We can go to Revelation 12 and 9.
12 and 8.
Sirach 6 and 13. Never trust thy enemies. Sirach 12 and 10. Everything, man. So let's get these signs right here, man. All right. That's all Esau establishments. That's all his kingdoms. All right. From the Greeks to the Romans.
You got Mount Seir, man.
Mount Seir. Hey, give me Genesis 36 and 8. So let's get Genesis 36 and 8.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 36 and verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Thus dwelt Esau where?
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Esau dwelt in Mount Seir. That's where he's from. He's from Mount Seir. Bring it out.
Esau is Edom.
Esau is Edom. Wasted away is he. So Esau is wasted away because he has no melanin, no pigmentation. Give me Exodus chapter 4 and verse 6. Let's prove that. Okay.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Hey, you white people believe in the Bible? That's good. It's not for you to believe.
Do you black people believe in Bibles?
Right? Are you a devil? Right? Are you racist, man?
You said white people first.
Are you racist?
No, you said white people first. So I asked,
Hold
do
up,
black
hold up.
people believe in the Bible?
Why are you racist?
That's not racist.
Are you?
If you would have said people, I would have said people too.
Do you believe in the Bible?
I don't believe in anything.
There you have it, man. That's the Esau. That's the Edomite for you.
This is the certain kind of white devil. This is not the white man that you usually see. This is a certain kind of white devil that has been created
There you go.
over fucking years and years of living as a minority. Okay?
Look. You ain't been through what we've been through, man.
Yes.
Your struggle is
Yes,
not
I
our
was.
struggle,
I
man.
was enslaved.
Give me Psalm 78 and 3.
I was
73 and 8. They struggle, not our struggle, man. Talking about you a minority. Have you been through slavery and castration?
I have. Your people sell me drugs, and I'm a slave to it.
Well, look, that's your problem, man. That's you all hooked on fentanyl, man. Bring it out. That's your problem.
Hey, don't say it. He said, I am your slave.
Jake bringing these drugs up here, man.
I don't want him, though. He a low level. Oh, Bill Gates.
Look at Psalms chapter 73, verse 5.
Bring it out.
They are not in trouble as other men.
They not in trouble like other men. So he's sitting up here talking, I'm a minority. Your people sell me the drugs. So look, man, that's your problem. You a two-time loser, man.
Right.
Ain't nobody tell you get high.